Are you sure your skin is just about age, and not a warning? It starts with itching. A small spot. Maybe a little redness or flaking. You think, dry skin, an allergy, or just aging. But what if it's a signal of something far more serious? What if your body is crying out for help, and you're ignoring its silent screams every single day? In this video, I'll show you 4 types of itchy spots that often appear after the age of 60, and should never be ignored. Because some of them aren't about your skin at all, but about liver function, blood circulation, chronic inflammation, or even early cancer processes that reveal themselves through nothing but itching. One of these spot types is a direct marker of premature aging. And this signal often shows up years before critical health changes, at a time when action is still possible. Stay until the end, because in the final section I'll reveal when an ordinary spot on your back or chest could be linked to a shortened lifespan, and how taking the right steps in time could literally add years to your life. And to make sure you don't miss upcoming videos, subscribe to the channel right now. Because your body speaks to you every day. The only question is, are you listening? The first spot, dark red or burgundy, itchy, and appears on the upper torso. Many people over 60 begin to notice small burgundy or dark red spots on their chest, back, or shoulders. These spots can be smooth and flat, and sometimes slightly flaky. Most importantly, they tend to itch periodically, especially at night or during emotional stress. Most people think, oh, that's just aging blood vessels, or my skin is just dry. But this type of spot may actually be a sign of an overloaded or damaged liver. The liver is the body's main filter. After 60, it no longer works as efficiently as it did in youth. And when toxins accumulate, the body tries to eliminate them, often through the skin. There's even a medical term for this, liver spots, or hepatic itching. Why is this important? Because such spots can indicate fatty liver disease, chronic hepatitis, bile flow stagnation, or even the early stages of cirrhosis, when liver cells begin to die off, but no clear symptoms appear, except for these subtle signals on the skin. Pay special attention if the itching intensifies in the evening. You experience bitterness in the mouth. You feel nauseous after eating fatty foods. Or your stool becomes lighter while your urine turns darker. These are warning signs that often accompany such spots, and when seen together, they can help detect a liver issue early, before it develops into something more dangerous and potentially life-shortening. By the way, these spots are often the first symptoms, appearing before any pain or abnormal blood tests. Up next, we'll talk about the second type of itchy spot, which usually appears on the legs, and is often a sign of vascular disorders that can lead to serious consequences, including thrombosis. The second spot, dark purple, bluish, appears on the shins and causes constant itching. If you've ever noticed small purple or reddish-bluish spots on your legs, especially around the shins, that itch and sometimes even feel like they're burning, don't ignore them. Very often, these spots are the first sign of impaired venous blood flow. As we age, blood vessels lose elasticity, blood begins to pool, and instead of feeling lightness in your legs, you start to notice heaviness even after a short walk. Swelling in the evening. Itching or tingling, like something is crawling under the skin. These are all signs of chronic venous insufficiency, a condition that, over the years, can develop into varicose veins, blood clots, thrombosis, and in the worst cases, pulmonary embolism, which is one of the leading causes of sudden death in older adults. Why do these spots itch? Because the blood vessels are dilated, and the surrounding tissues aren't receiving enough oxygen. The skin is literally starving for nutrients, and it responds with itching, dryness, and thinning. On the surface, it may look like just dry skin, but if you look closely, you'll notice clearly defined edges of the spots. discolored areas inside, or veins starting to show through the skin. If left untreated, ulcers may begin to form over time, which are extremely slow to heal. Each such wound drains more energy from the body and accelerates aging. What can be done? First and foremost, don't wait. If you notice these types of spots, itching, or swelling, it's time to see a doctor. Because circulation is life, and your body is speaking to you right now. Next, we'll talk about the third type of skin spot, which often appears on the back or abdomen, and almost always points to hormonal imbalances or even diabetes that may have been hiding for years. The third spot, brown, velvety, appears in skin folds and slowly spreads. This type of spot is especially insidious. It doesn't always itch intensely, but it often feels rough or velvety, as if the texture of the skin in that area has changed. These spots most commonly appear on the neck and collarbone area, under the breasts, in the armpits, around the navel or on the abdomen, and sometimes on the inner thighs. At first glance, it may seem harmless, just irritation from clothing or normal skin darkening with age. But in many cases, such spots are a sign of insulin resistance, a condition where the body's cells stop responding properly to insulin. This condition is known as prediabetes. And if not caught in time, it can eventually develop into type 2 diabetes, which damages blood vessels, destroys the kidneys, weakens the immune system, and significantly shortens life expectancy. These brown patches have a medical name, acanthosis nigricans, and doctors have long recognized. If these appear, blood sugar levels have likely been out of balance for a while, even if lab tests are still within range. Why do they itch? Because the tissues in these areas are often overheated, dehydrated, and poorly nourished, especially in people who are overweight or have metabolic disorders. And the skin, being the most sensitive organ, is the first to respond to internal imbalance. These spots must not be ignored. Because they don't just change the appearance of your skin. They send a message. Your body can no longer handle sugar. It needs help, now. The fourth spot, asymmetrical, dark or multicolored, changes over time and itches. This is no longer just a skin change. It could be a marker of a malignant process, disguised as a harmless mole, pigment spot, or even an allergy. It's especially dangerous when the spot has uneven, blurred edges, changes shape or color, becoming darker, with hints of red, gray, or blue, starts to itch, flake, or even bleed, or appears suddenly in a place where nothing was there before. These can be the first signs of melanoma, one of the most aggressive types of skin cancer. Melanoma can develop slowly and silently, sometimes over years. And that's why many people overlook the changes, thinking it's just aging, it's sun exposure, it's nothing serious. But in reality, the earlier it's detected, the higher the chances of full recovery. What should you look for? There's a simple rule dermatologists use to evaluate suspicious spots. It's called ABCDE. A. Asymmetry, the spot is asymmetrical. B. Border, the borders are uneven or ragged. C. Color, more than one color is present. D. Diameter, the spot is larger than 6 mm. E. Evolution, it changes over time. If you or someone close to you has a spot that itches, grows, darkens, or simply doesn't feel right, don't wait. Show it to a doctor. Early detection could save a life. One more thing, melanoma most commonly appears after the age of 60, and often, in places we don't look at every day, the backs of the legs, the neck. Now you know about 4 types of spots that don't just affect how your skin looks, they can reflect internal processes that may shorten your life if ignored. Because the body doesn't stay silent. It writes signals across the surface of your skin. Your job is to see them. If this video was helpful, share it with someone you care about. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Here, we don't speak from fear, we speak from awareness, care, and the desire to extend life through knowledge. Take care of yourself. And remember, the skin remembers everything. It's the first to speak when something's wrong.